Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Chandra, and I'm a psychology student in grade 10 Home 7. I'd like to present my personal project, which I've been working on for several months in this video. I pushed myself to construct something and learn something new, such as coding. I became interested in coding after realizing the importance of technology in today's culture. Coding, in other terms, is the process of talking with computers as well as a method of instructing computers and other equipment on what to do. It is also used to develop the websites, programs, and other technologies that we use on a daily basis. Elon Musk, the world's most successful entrepreneur, has been an inspiration to me since the inception of SpaceX, a rocket and spaceship corporation. He went on to become the CEO of Tesla, an electric vehicle manufacturer, as well as a major investor in the industry. My personal product will be an attempt to create a coding game about recycling, which is one of our main issues about ecology. Recycling is beneficial because it decreases pollution, eliminates the need for new raw materials, conserves energy, reduces greenhouse gas emissions, saves money, reduces waste that ends up in landfills, and allows products to be used to their full potential. When we do not recycle, reuse, and reduce, we are harming the environment. The current rate of damage to our world is excessive. We will run out of resources if we do not reuse what we already have. Recycling, thankfully, is a simple process. This is my learning and product goals. Increasing public awareness of global issues such as pollution or the environment. To build the code game, one must first understand the foundation of recycling. Trying to understand and research the programming language that will be used to make the game. Implement and display my research on the foundations of ecology in the game. The purpose of this product is to teach children and teens of the next generation on how to be more productive in life by caring for the environment. This product will assist students in understanding how to assist and care for the environment in which we live. I'm also hoping that through developing the game, I'll be able to inspire future generations to seek careers in coding. This is the steps to create my PP product. Conduct preliminary research on the basic knowledge and information that will be used in the coding game. I had lengthy discussions with my supervisor regarding whether the product could be created. I'm looking for materials and additional courses to assist me in mastering the code language. I started the extra lesson and practiced game development in CodeBlock. The coding game was made in CodeBlock that I have shown before, making tutorial paperwork for players to read in order to play the game. This is the specifications. Customers will find it easy to play. The theme will be recycling. The game will take the shape of coding, and in order to play, they will need to enter the codes that I will provide them afterwards. The game will either be online or will be offline that will be used in my laptop or another medium that will be distributed at Expo. It contains information on recycling. Keep the coding codes safe. We also give examples about our own life. Give the outcomes of various possibilities they have developed. Since it will be a digital form, no materials are used in its construction. They can use the product to learn more about recycling or simply to be reminded about recycle. This is the ADL skills that I used or display in my PP project. The most crucial ATS skills I require are research abilities in order to get a huge amount of knowledge on the subject, as well as explanation and understanding skills in order for the end output to have a solid presentation. I'll need to do a lot of research on recycling, how to make a coding game, and how different products are used and made. The second most crucial ATL skill is the capacity to manage my own time. I would have missed so many deadlines and failed to manage my time effectively if I hadn't exercised self-management skills. My personal project will be difficult to accomplish because the project I'm about to embark on is innovative. When you try to make work on the project while concurrently managing tasks and exams, it becomes significantly more challenging. I'm aware that there were times that I procrastinate my work since the deadline is so far ahead. I almost submitted late for my PP product. Overall, I am proud of myself for finishing my assignment. I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who assisted with my PP project. And for the tips and advice for future candidates who will be in charge for this PP project, I'd like to ensure you that this experience was interesting and entertaining, but it wasn't easy. You will be creating your own PP project next year, which will be a difficult road. So you must manage your time wisely. Set your daily schedule and embrace every opportunity to prepare for your personal project, because I got lost in time assuming I had months when the due date was actually next week, which is why I procrastinate. Always ask your partners or friends for updates and make time to question your supervisor so that you may stay motivated to complete your personal project. Also, be certain that your own project is something in which you are interested in. Well, thank you for taking the time to hear about my personal project experience in this video. I wish you all the best in the future, and bye!
Hey everyone, my name is Anuj. I'm a grade 10 student from Scholarship Putra, and welcome to my personal project video. My personal project topic is to spread awareness about this global pandemic waste through fun and innovative ways. So here are the contents of the video. So my learning goal for this project is to further raise awareness towards global problems such as global warming and pollution, and to take action in it following these criteria. So moving on to my next topic, I want to show you guys how I made the guitar. So overall, I've definitely achieved the goal to a certain extent. However, there are definitely some flaws that I want to address. Starting off with the elephant in the room being the missing pickup, which is the result from bad pickups I have laying around and didn't have the time to order new ones, so I just left them empty. And if you look closely to certain parts of the guitar, there are definitely some molding problems that lead to the guitar having some rough edges as shown here. All in all, it's a great product and was an amazing journey to experience. If I have some advices to share with those who will be facing PP projects next year, it would be to keep things organized and not to slack off. It's best to start early, that way you get to really take your time with your project and make it as best as possible. And that's all from me. Thank you so much for sticking through the journey with me. It has been an amazing journey to experience, and see you guys later.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Aurelia Anda from Class 10E or Homeroom 10.7, and today I will be doing an introduction on my personal project. The project I chose for myself is to create a children's storybook, and to go with the theme of globalization and sustainability, I chose for the storybook to be based on ocean pollution and its effects on the marine life. Since my targeted audience will be the younger generation, the illustrations and the story overall will not be too vulgar and will be more fun and friendly for the audience. My learning goal for this project is to understand how to create a collection of illustrations into a book and how to write stories while also simultaneously improving my drawing skills along the way. As mentioned earlier, my product goal is to create a children's storybook with cute illustrations and nothing too vulgar, which will hopefully encourage the audience to read through and learn further about the topic instead of getting drifted away. First of all, we started with the Criterion A report, where we were to set and plan our steps ahead, allowing us to be more organized and having a clear direction. By creating a plan to achieve my product, I was able to lay out everything that needed to be done and have a base where I can start to build my steps ahead from. My project has 3 product success criteria. First of which would be practicality, and the question we could be asking here is whether or not the product will be easy to handle or will it be a hassle instead. Second is function. Will the product be functional and effective, or will it be a waste of time and resources for both the receiver and the creator? Third is aesthetics. Will the product be aesthetically pleasing to the eye, where it can catch the attention of a possible customer or audience? The ATL skill I chose to apply to my project is creative thinking skills, where I was able to review and brainstorm my ideas on what art style I should go for. This was very important for me to be sure of, as it could definitely be one of the factors for the product success. Before starting, I did my research, and according to the topic of my book, this could be on ocean pollution and or whether or not educating the younger generation is important. Gaining the information completed, I am now able to start on my story writing while keeping everything I gained in mind to make it as realistic as possible. With the completion of my story writing, I can continue on to drawing according to the story that I have written so that it all blends well together and creates a storybook. It is always important to get feedback from a general audience or maybe even professionals in the field to maximize the quality of our product. For mine, I got the feedback from a few of my schoolmates, and with the help of my supervisor, I even got feedback from 3 illustrators who answered my survey questions and commented on my book design. From both sides, I was given ways to improve my book cover, whether it was adding elements, changing elements, or even reducing. And I have taken all of those into consideration for my book design, which I will implement into it later. So unfortunately, the products that I have shown in this presentation are not all finalized. With this, I would like to advise those who may be doing the personal project to always take into consideration what your peers will say and have to say, and not let our ego get the best of us. But it's always important to have our own opinions on our own project as well, and not have others get complete control over it. Throughout the personal project creating process, I have learned a lot, whether it was finding out through research, improving my drawing skills, or simply learning how to manage my time better. Since I have not had good time management skills during most of school, I end up with stacked homework and tasks which delay a lot of the current and or coming tasks. This included this personal project and the reports that have come with it. So once again, my advice to those who will be experiencing the personal project is to manage your time well, as there will be a lot of other tasks given to you outside of the personal project, from school, or for your own enjoyment and benefit. To help with this, I encourage everyone to choose a project that you are fond of or enjoy doing rather than going with something you may consider easy, as doing something you enjoy can reap more benefits like improving your skills and knowledge on it. For example, is where I have improved on my design and drawing skills throughout this project. That is all from me, thank you.
Hello, my name is Matthew Anderson Cole, and today I'm going to present to you my PP journey. Please enjoy. Food waste, food waste, food waste. Population in Indonesia has been around 23 to 48 million tons every year. The vitamins, minerals, and iron could meet the nutrient requirements for 61 until 105 million people per year if it wasn't thrown away that easily. For that reason, I've decided to create a machine that has the ability to transform food waste into compost. My learning goal is to understand how science technology could sustain the world efficiently. Since the world today has better technology, we can use this technology to give positive impacts to the environment and the world. My product goal is to successfully innovate a product that has the ability to compost food faster, that is efficient, long-lasting, and eco-friendly. The journey of my PP begins with a single idea. Then I start making the Coordinate A draft. Here, I plan out mostly everything, from short-term to the long-term plans, making sure that I know my aim for this project and my success criteria. During Criterion B, I focus on following the plan that I've made and collecting information and start creating the product based on my chosen ATL skills, such as critical thinking skills, transfer skills, communication and research skills. Then I finally reflect and evaluate on my experience that I've done during the PP process in the Criterion C. I also gather feedback in surveys and self-reflect on my product. The most important ATL skills based on my experience are research and communication skills. In these skills, I use it for interviews and research on the internet. This benefits me because from interviewing, I could listen to the different experiences and personal thoughts about the current situation and also advice from the experts. Researching on the internet will help me to give factual information and evidence that the information is convincing as already proven by the many experts and professionals around the world. This is the overview of the product. First, we have the switch to turn everything on and the timer. We can set this in different modes. In this case, we have hours, and usually I set it to 3 hours. Next, we have the lid that triggers the switch when it is closed. As you can see, when it is closed, the system goes on, and when it is lifted up, the system goes off. This is the power supply that is receiving electrical power from outlets and distribute to input and output evenly. This is the preview of what's inside under the bucket. We have the grinder and the heater, which heats the bucket and also rotates the grinder. This lock keeps the lid for not opening easily, so it stays stiff and firm. To sum up everything, this personal project has been challenging and fun. I get to learn something valuable and new that could support my future career and my interests. Not only that, but this personal project has taught me to manage my time wisely and socialize with other people virtually and in reality. I want to thank the teachers and my supervisor for guiding and supporting me throughout this journey, especially when it is difficult to talk face to face. Dear future students in grade 9 and below, personal project is the project that gives you the freedom to choose any topics that you are interested in. Whether you like playing basketball, doing arts, gaming, hitting the gym, etc. You should follow what you enjoy, because it will motivate you to keep going even though you make a lot of mistakes. I'm sure you guys have even greater and crazier ideas for your PP, and I can't wait to see them. And also, don't be afraid to ask the teachers or your supervisor questions and things that you are not sure about. See the PP guidelines if you have trouble knowing what to do next. Well, that's all from me, and good luck for the next and the following year. Bye!
Hello everyone, my name is Stephanie Megan. In this video, I'm going to explain about my personal project product. My personal project product is based on the category globalization and sustainability. While thinking of ideas for my PP, I thought of combining creativity and sustainability. Currently, 448 million tons of plastic are consumed globally every year, and over 9 million tons of plastic are discarded into the ocean every year, which amounts to one trash truck full of plastic being tossed into the sea every minute. It takes approximately 10 to 20 years for a plastic bag to decompose, but it takes 450 years for a plastic bottle to decompose. This continuous usage of plastic has been impacted on our marine ecosystem, environment, and humanity. Our activities within the next 10 years will determine our ocean's condition over the next 10,000 years. So my main goal here is to make a product that could lessen the usage of plastic and help contribute to change the Earth's condition. As well as my learning goal is to make people aware that starting from every small change we make could make a big difference to our environment and society. In this project, I have come to the idea and goal of creating eco-friendly zero-waste bar soap to reduce the usage of plastic bottles after I realized how much plastic pollution my body wash and shampoo bottles were contributing to our beautiful planet. There are many factors to consider while choosing the most effective success criterion for my product. After some thinking of the most appropriate criteria, I decided to create 5 success criteria to set a standard for my product. So first is the aesthetics. To attract clients' attention, the product appearance should be visually appealing and presentable. The second important criterion will be safety. This criterion is important because safety is #1 priority. Aside from the aesthetics, ingredient selection is another important factor, making sure that there are no harmful products or ingredients that could irritate the skin. It is crucial that the ingredients in my product are natural and sustainably sourced while still looking like a piece of home decor. Next is the target audience. The target audience for this product is actually supposed to be for all age groups and genders, since cleansing or washing our hands is priority for everyone. Next is pricing the products. Pricing products is one of the important decisions to make because it impacts almost every aspect of your business. It is important to know the target market or audience and price. The price should be affordable and not too expensive when selling a product so that more people could afford it. Lastly, since my project is based on sustainability and the aim of creating this product is to lessen the usage of plastic bottles for packaging, so in this product, I will use a eco-friendly Sisal soap saver. It is a type of natural fiber made out of agave plant. I start my personal project by doing some research to give me ideas for my goal and product. Then I begin to write my Criterion A report, which is explaining my goals and my product, set my criteria. Also, very importantly, I set my plan for this entire project. After that, I do some more research on how to make the product, what materials I should get, so I can start buying them online. I write my research informations on my Criterion B, then start making the product. After making the product, I ask my friends and family to test them out. From the reviews, I can make my reflection, which is in Criterion C. This project required a significant amount of effort to accomplish successfully, particularly in terms of gathering all the necessary ingredients for the products. After all I've worked on, I'm glad to say that I was able to develop a successful product in the end. Although it is a successful product, it did not come out feeling like high-quality bar soap, since I'm not a skin specialist and it's my first time creating this product. From the interview I conducted, there were many compliments on the aesthetic of the product. The product was functioning well, however, the soap was said to be not moisturizing enough. The cost of the product was very affordable as I was able to find some of the materials needed at home. Totally spent about 59,000 to buy the ingredients I didn't have at home. With this being said, my product didn't really satisfy me in the target audience and safety criteria. However, as my first attempt, I say it was a pretty good one, but still needs improvement. I personally think that self-management skill is the most important ideal skill you should have. When doing a personal project, I believe that if you could manage your time well, you would be able to finish the entire process on time with the planning. During this project, I learned how to organize my time, as this project was very important to me, and not to mention there are other tasks from other subjects. I was able to manage my time and submit each requirement before it was due. I also expand and explore more about the global context, especially the sustainability department. This project has allowed me to open my eyes to the situations happening on our planet and show the effect of our day-to-day decisions and contribution to this planet. This research has helped me to see and realize how doing simple changes help contribute to both me and my surrounding. Lastly, with this project, I learned that you cannot do everything perfectly in first try. And it is okay to have concerns and mistakes. But what is most important is that you need to reflect on it and find what you did wrong, what the problem is, and improve the next time you do it. So my tip for people who will do their PP will be, time management is key here. You will have to manage your own time, and if you have any difficulties, don't stay quiet. You can always ask your supervisors for suggestions and help.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Jacob from 107 Sekolah Ciputra, and in this video I'll be explaining about my personal project that I've been working on. So for this personal project, I made a biodegradable plastic as well as a booklet that people can read or use to get a deeper understanding towards plastic and how we can take part in creating a better environment. This project is pretty huge and there were a lot of things that I learned after making it. My learning goal for this personal project is to understand the impacts of plastic in the environment and also how to make an environmentally friendly plastic packaging. I chose this learning goal because when I started this project, I was always curious about plastics and how they work. Therefore, I made this learning goal to make sure that from this project, I can collect as much information about plastic as I can and create a product that can portray my understanding towards plastic. This learning goal can help me to find more information about eco-friendly plastic or biodegradable. This learning goal can also help me find more information about eco-friendly plastic or biodegradable plastic and also understanding how they work and how it can help me. While my product goal is to produce a environmentally friendly plastic packaging that is functional and to create a booklet in which I can influence others to care more about our environment. This product goal emphasizes how my product should be functional for the audience and also something that can influence more. It pushes me to make a product as good as possible with minimal errors. Also, a booklet that can help others with all the information today. When making this product, I had a thorough research about plastics and about bioplastics. This way, I can understand the material better and deliver the information based on my understandings. I had a lot of research and resources that I found especially about biodegradable plastics because it's my main point of the research. I need to do another research about how I can make biodegradable plastics myself and the materials that I need. I had a lot of videos and websites that I found and tried different recipes and concluded to one recipe that had the best result. After that, I shaped it into a small box or a plastic packaging that can be used for. Lastly, I made a booklet with all the information that I gathered and all the procedures and materials that is used. For the product specifications, it can be seen on the screen right here, and it has all the 5 specifications that is needed for this project. It includes function, environment, material, customer, and the aesthetics. The first specifications is function, how it works, and does it work like a normal plastic or not, and how the booklet gives the audience a better understanding about bioplastics or not. The second one is the target audience, how much it reached the customers, and the third one is the aesthetics, how does it look, whether or not it is aesthetically pleasing. Fourth is the environment and how the bioplastic is biodegradable or not. And lastly is the material, what it is made out of, if it can be used properly or not. The most important ATL skills that was applied during this project is communicating and research. These 2 ATL skills help me to develop a better understanding and a better product. Researching is mostly used to collect relevant information for me to develop a deeper understanding about the project and also to understand better about the purpose of my product. Research skills help me to find detailed information that I can use for the final product. Therefore, a thorough research and detailed research is very important for this project. Communication skills is also very important because it will help my product reach my product goal. My product deals with a lot of audience and its goal is to reach as many audience as possible with good feedback. Therefore, a good communication is very much needed as it will make the audience understand better as to what I'm trying to say. Personally, the tips and tricks that I can give to others who are gonna do this project as well is to choose something that you like, something that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be something big, but just something that you enjoy. And another tip is to manage your time wisely so that you can finish your task faster and you can make changes. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Patricio and I'm from Homeroom 107 in Sekolah Ciputra. In this video, I'll be telling you about my progress throughout several months in order to complete this personal project. In this project, I created videos about PC tips and tricks, each of them covering various different issues. Those issues include overheating, computer running slow, computer not having internet despite having Wi-Fi, and FPS boost. Each video lasted around 4 to 7 minutes, with different amounts of tips and tricks for each video. My learning goal for this project is to learn to implement tips and tricks which fixes common issues and improves your computer performance. No risks will be presented to your computer when using these tips and tricks. While my product goal is to improve and fix people's computers without to manually service your computer. All fixes will be focused on the software of the computer. The reason to why I chose these goals was because of my curiosity towards technology. I had always been interested in technology since I was a kid, and for this project I thought of a way in order to explore things regarding technology while also keeping another purpose, which was to help other people. So hence I came up with this topic for my personal project. Since this was during the COVID-19 era, I thought that it would be good to create a video to help fix people's computers so that they won't have to go outside to repair their computer. It won't completely fix it since it only involves software related fixes, but it will still stall the problem long enough until it is safe for us to go out. I also thought that fixing people's computers wouldn't be enough, so what I did was include several tips and tricks which will improve the speed of your computer. As this was included as computer fixes, it will impose several harm to your computer. However, I've minimized the risk of implementing these tips and tricks so that all the tips and tricks used here won't be a scam or impose unnecessary harm to your computer. So, before starting this project, I would need to find a recording software and an editing software which was free of use. I then discovered OBS and Premiere Pro. OBS is a free recording software, but originally Premiere Pro wasn't, so what I did was crack the program in order to use it for free. This step is usually not recommended for people that aren't aware of the risk of doing this. Next up, I have to find and test these tips and tricks, which I am going to be presenting, and by far this is the longest process of the entire project. I have tested uncountable amounts of tips and tricks just to see which one is the best and least riskiest to be presented. I made a separate Google document in order to help me organize which tip and trick I am going to be presenting. I also wrote down the benefits and risks and compared them to other tips and tricks and choose which ones are the best ones. The next step is to simply record myself demonstrating how to apply these tips and tricks onto a computer. This will be done in order to show and help the audience where in need. There will also be another recording which I had decided to do for this project, which was to explain the benefits of each tips and tricks to let the audience know what those tips and tricks do. This will tell the audience which tip and trick will be the most suitable for their issues. After recording comes the most challenging part in my opinion, which is putting and editing the recordings together. I used Premiere Pro for this project and it wasn't easy at first. Luckily I had researched ahead of time so that I wouldn't be so confused. 5 different specifications which I chose to help evaluate my product. Those specifications include function, aesthetic, video, cost, and duration and amount of product. The first one is function, which is to assess the purpose of this product, which means whether this product will be helpful for the audience that is watching. The second is aesthetics, which mainly means the editing, including animation and audio. The third is the video, which is the originality of the recordings and the quality of the videos. The fourth is the cost, meaning the amount of money spent on this product. And lastly is the duration and amount of the product. I had intended to make 4 videos covering 4 different topics, with each video covering around 4 to 7 minutes. I would like to say that the most important ATL skill during my project was researching. Researching was arguably the most used and the longest time taking skill. I used researching in order to find the main content of my personal project. If it weren't for researching, then I wouldn't have been able to find the best and correct content for my personal project videos. I can give is to choose something that you are actually interested in, because if you don't, then you won't have the necessary motivation in order to do this project. Also manage your time well, because the amount of work that you have to do is not little by any means. Anyways, thank you for listening to my presentation.
Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Vivian Arta from class 10D. Today I want to talk about my personal project. For this year's personal project, I have chosen to create an aquascape kit. For those of you who don't know, aquascape is the craft of arranging aquatic plants, rock, cave work, or wood in an aquarium tank to create an aquatic environment. However, my personal project is not the aquascape itself. It is actually just a kit, which means it includes everything you need for you to make your own aquascape at home. The learning goal I have chosen for this project is to understand the habitat of small fishes alongside the type of fish that are best kept as pets, so that we can spread awareness on how we should properly take care of our pet fish. On the other hand, my product goal is to create an aquascape kit that is 70% made out of eco-friendly material or recyclable material. The finished product of the kit should be able to make the fish feel like it's in its natural environment. I want to provide a low-budget eco-friendly activity that keeps the fish's natural environment, an activity that can be done at home together with family during this pandemic. In the process of creating my final product, there were a lot of things that I had to do. First of all, I had to do research, find out what is needed to create an aquascape, what should be included, and where to get the materials and equipment, which I compiled and summarized into a single document. Then I had to buy the materials and equipment. I needed to find the cheapest price while keeping the materials and equipment eco-friendly and recyclable. I checked online stores as well as physical stores. After buying the materials, I took pictures and started creating the booklet. I added all the information I had compiled so far into the booklet, along with the pictures I have taken to help make the instructions clearer. I packed all the materials and equipment and booklet inside a box, and the product was finally finished. As for the product specification, I have divided it into two parts. Part 1 for the kit itself and Part 2 for the booklet. Part 1 of the specification includes material, cost, and function. The detailed specification can be seen here. As for Part 2 of the specification include content and aesthetics. The detailed specifications are listed here. There were 3 main ATL skills that I used to complete my product. The first ATL skill I used was the research skill. It helped me achieve my learning goal, which included to expand my knowledge about small fishes and their natural habitat. Through that skill, I was able to collect, organize, analyze, and evaluate information. I have decided to put my findings in the form of a table. The table here shows my research findings. The second ATL skill I used was the communication skill. This skill has helped me increase my understanding of fishes and their natural habitat. I chose to interview a professional shop assistant called Anggar from a local fish store called Dunia Ikan. Being able to talk to a professional who has first-hand experience is a good source of information. The last ATL skill I used was the creative thinking skill. This ATL skill helped me create an original and unique kit. I was able to look at some existing products and use them as inspiration and example for my own product. I have compiled and organized the existing products in the form of a table. The table is shown here. After I was finished with my product, I needed a way to evaluate it. I wanted other people's opinion as well. For that reason, I created a survey using Google Form. The survey was sent to year 7, 8, 9, and 10 students. The results I got were very surprising. People gave very honest feedbacks, which brought new perspectives to me. Here are the results from the survey. I realized that my product did not fulfill all the success criteria. For example, the materials included needed to be more eco-friendly, and the booklet could have used better pictures, clearer pictures. However, I am very proud of my work, and I feel like it's good enough. After experiencing personal project myself, the only tip I can give for people who are going to create their personal project next year is to choose a topic you like, you enjoy. You'll be able to enjoy the process more when it's something you're interested in. Enjoying the process means you won't think of it as a burden, and your work quality will improve as well. So choose a topic you're interested in and you're willing to learn more about. That's it for my presentation today. Thank you.
Hello everyone, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Purwakanti Adiratna Nugraha and I'm from 10-7 of Sekolah Ciputra. During these last 6 months, as all grade 10 students are required to do, I have been working on my personal project with the theme of promoting Indonesian cultural heritages. As displayed in these images beside me, my finished product contains a 5-page comic book illustrating the legend of Achisaka and how the story is connected to what Javanese people believe their alphabet, otherwise known as Hanacaraka, was first created. And in my early years of teens, I began to be specifically focused on developing my talent in art. particularly with comic making due to my personal interest in Japanese manga and human proportion as a fundamental aspect in art. Additionally, I grew up with a Japanese background which was still in culture until today. One of its heritage, which I found deeply captivating, was Hanajaraka, since there's a famous legend behind its origin called the Legend of Achisaka. As a result of these two ideas combined together, my learning goals came along. 1. Creating a comic to promote the Japanese heritage by visualizing the legend behind the origin of Hanajaraka, as well as improving my drawing skills, particularly in drawing the human anatomy. As for my product goal, I wanted it to be an extremely short comic compared to most comics sold in the market, with the purpose to keep the readers interested throughout reading. Displaying a quick storyline is also perfect in leaving the readers hanging, hence making the individuals feel curious. I have also chosen English as the language of the comic since English is a universal language, therefore I can share the Japanese heritage to a limitless audience. To summarize, here are my product goals. 1. To keep the comic extremely short, and 2. To use English in order to share the comic worldwide. Since I'm not yet an expert on comic making, the steps which I follow to keep myself on track are 1. Conducting research with the aim to gain a better understanding of Japanese cultures and the Achisaka legend. 2. Creating a script by retelling the story using my own words. 3. Sketching a rough draft of the characters and their Japanese attires on paper. 4. Sketching and outlining each panels digitally. 5. Copying the script of the legend and including it to the digitally drawn comic. Finally, 6. Adding finishing touches like detailed patterns and shading. The product specifications I had are connected to the theme of Indonesian cultural heritages, and they are: first, to show the cultural backgrounds through the characters' attires. As you can see, I have included many Japanese backgrounds into their clothing, including head accessories, skirt-like cloth wrapped around their waists, the Japanese dagger, as well as the topless appearance on the upper body of all characters. Second, to be targeted for all kind of people to understand the story. In total, I managed to gather readers from 5 different nationalities, such as Indonesian, Malaysian, Filipino, British, and Korean. From this result, I was able to introduce the Japanese heritage globally to all kinds of people. Third, to raise awareness and share the knowledge about one of the many heritages of Indonesia. Through the survey I've sent, I was elated when I saw that 91% of the respondents were able to gain additional information regarding Java and its cultures. Fourth, to have a balance between the elements of pictures and text. Since a comic is a mixture between pictures and text, I wanted it to see how much my product had succeeded in displaying a high-quality comic with the perfect balance. In my judgment, the most crucial ATL skills throughout my entire PB process is creative thinking, since one of my success criteria is to display the cultural background through the attire. I needed to individually design the character's clothes, which will be able to display the Japanese traits. This skill requires me to undergo research and find references to get an idea for my fashion design from head to toe. Throughout the journey of completing my PP, I have gained numerous new understandings, experiences, as well as practices around the topic I'm interested in, which I had no knowledge of previously. I have also helped in promoting Indonesian culture to foreigners, which was quite an achievement. On the contrary, the skill which I struggled to accomplish the most for this project was time management and goal setting, due to the reason that I was a little too ambitious in making my product. As a result, I wasn't able to include the little details which I originally planned to do. 3 tips I have for those who will do PP next year are: first, be free. Pick whatever topics you desire and explore it in depth. Don't be afraid to show your uniqueness. Second, start brainstorming as soon as possible so that you will have enough time to finish your product. Finally, don't be too ambitious. Set an achievable goal for you which you know that you can achieve within the given time. Thank you for watching my PP presentation. Goodbye.
Hello, my name is Reagan and I am from class 10D and a student in Sekolah Ciputra. Today for this video, I would like to explain about my personal project, which is a recipe for healthy lifestyle. My personal project is called Life on a Plate. I call it Life on a Plate since I am talking about a healthy lifestyle. My goal in this personal project is to help people maintain their eating lifestyle every day for this pandemic. And it also can help people that are obese and having a tough time changing their eating habits. My products are going to be in the state of a recipe book, and this will help the viewer to maintain a healthy dish to eat every day. And because what's in the book has many varieties of food, and not only just basic food, there are noodles, rice, and bread, even dessert. The recipe book shows the instruction and the material needed. It also has a required measurements. It's an easy guide too. And my target is also to make people change their junk food eating diet. So now let's explain about my learning and product goals. So my product goals and learning goals will start off with me explaining my learning goals, which is to create a healthy recipe book in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle with enough nutrients, carbs, and protein, and getting to learn much more about foods that can maintain your health well. My product goal is to dedicate this recipe book for the one that is in need of changing their life in just a course of 1 week, with the recipes that can help people manage their weight and lifestyle. The purpose of this is that there are many people out there that are struggling with their eating diets and also their weight. So let me tell you the step of how this PP happened. To explain more about this product, I will explain to you how all of this had happened. Back in the pandemic had stricken out, I was also in a situation where I was not in the best version of myself. Each day would get worse and worse due to not being able to go anywhere. I was just locked up at home basically, and the condition became bad that I was overweight. So at that time, I decided to change myself entirely, because staying in that situation could lead into much more worse condition. I tried eating healthy, and I saw many different recipes online that created delicious dishes but are still healthy. I always thought that those dishes were unhealthy, but in fact it actually helped me a lot. And in the end, I did not become overweight anymore, and was really happy to see the difference from the past few months. At that time, COVID had struck, and being healthy made it better because I was much more immune and all. So it was another type of advantage too. And also, trying to be healthy does not hurt. It's still the way you live and all, but just added a few much more activity and everyone can do it. It may be hard at first, it was for me. I struggle from time to time as I can resist, and sometimes you just need the right motivation. As I found my motivation, it helps me a lot through those times. And this was what inspired me to do this project. Even though there are many other forms other than the recipe book, I still feel that a recipe book is just as useful for people. This also motivates me to help other people to think that I did what I just did. I kept thinking that other people can achieve the same. Demonstrating my product specification. The specification of my product is a recipe book or a cookbook. So this recipe book is for everyone and will be published online. And people are not required to pay, and I will create a physical version but only be accessed by me. The website is intended for people to use, as there are many varieties of dishes for them to choose from. It also explains the benefits gained from that dish. The recipe book also shows instructions that are in both language, English and Bahasa Indonesia. Because this book is available for everyone, the recipes that are going to be shared and only picked for me, I just must test them out in real life to see if it tastes good and also good in health aspect. Demonstrating the most important ATL skills due to your PP. The most important ATL skill required to do this PP is research skills and also thinking skills. First, I will talk about my research skill. But why research skills for a book that are filled with recipe? It's because I am required to find or search out as many recipes as I can, and to find the perfect one that I want to share with the people that are needed to use the things that are commonly available for everyone around that area. And for thinking skills, sometimes the ingredients in these recipes are not really in our area, so I must think of new ways to replace that missing ingredient, and also to modify each of the recipes for better appetite. I must also think of ways of ingredients that are liked by everyone and not highly dangerous, for example, allergy proof and all. Also to think for the required carbs, protein in enough proportion for people. In conclusion, to all this product achieve its function from the product and learning in the goal. As the goal is to create a healthy diet recipe for people in need. And how it can change people, this personal project gave me the experience and ability to help other people around me, and it also gives me the experience to learn new things too. And my advice to other people that are starting out is to not do the task before the deadline and use the time given to finish the project as best as you can.
Hi everyone, my name is Maradi Swanti from TANDI, and in this video, I'm going to give you a brief explanations and information about my personal project, final product, a sunflower painting by seeds. I decided to make this product because I'm attracted to artistic DIY art, and I decided to make it as my product. So the learning goal is to understand activities that will help the growth of a child, especially a toddler, which means that it is suitable for kids around 2 until 5 years old. I also want to extend my knowledge about arts and improve my art skills. The product goal will be a painting that will be topped with seeds, based on the color of the sunflower. For the flower petal, I use corn. For the seeds, I use chia seeds. For the stem and leaf, I use mung bean. For the soil, I use soybeans, and for the background, I use flax seeds. After that, I make the product success criteria, research question, and the action plan. After that, I continue with the product. So here are steps to do the product. So the first step is to prepare all of the materials such as pencil, eraser, canvas, glue, and seeds. The next step is to sketch on canvas with the pencil. After finishing with the sketch, start coating the canvas with glue. The glue needs to be sticky enough to stick the seeds on. The next step is to cover the artwork with the seeds that has been chosen. Some things that needs to be highlighted about the seeds is the texture and the color of the seeds. The seeds texture can affect the result, and the color needs to be matching with the sketch. The seeds can be put one by one or directly pour the seeds based on the size of the seeds used in the painting. The last step is to wait for the glue and the seeds to dry. So the most important ETL skills needed for the project are thinking skills in order to finish your project well. I need to be creative about the seeds choice and also about the sketch, like how to make the painting neat and blend in with each other so that it looks nicer. So for reflection, actually there are a lot of challenges that I faced throughout this project. Start from the sketch to the seeds choice. There are also a lot of changes I made for the project, from paper to canvas and other changes in the seeds. And the most important is to manage your time well. I myself did not really manage my time, so I need to rush things up. So I'll give you a little tips and trick for this personal project. So the main tips in working on personal project are time management and planning. You have to make plans and also a backup project just in case our first plan went wrong. It is important to also open up our minds and let to be creative in making the project. And also, it is better to pick something that is according to your interest. One last tip from me is to be free to explore in your product making process. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Victor Samuel Halim from Homeroom 10-7. Today, I will be presenting on my personal project. On my personal project, I've made a book which is an Indonesian recipe book. I only wrote recipes from 4 islands, which are Java, Sumatra, Kalimantan, and Bali. I wrote 20 recipes, which means 5 recipes from each island. The book explains about the dish and how to cook the dish. My learning goal is improve and encourage watchers to see how to cook particularly Indonesian food. I want to give understanding to many people about our cuisine, because Indonesia have a lot of food specialties that spread in all over Indonesia. I think it's quite clear what I need my ultimate objective to be. Indonesian recipe book sufficient in all parts information, altering inequality, to have the option to acquire a group of people who will buy this cooking book. for individuals who need to attempt to get the hang of cooking. My project goal is to educate people how to cook Indonesian food based on the recipe. I need to give comprehension to many individuals about Indonesia cooking. Since Indonesia has a ton of food specialties, I need to spread Indonesian cooking to the entirely individuals and acquaint them with our food. I choose to make an Indonesian cuisine recipe book for my personal project because I like cooking. Cooking makes me busy every time, but I like it. Even I cook at home sometimes. By cooking, we can learn more new recipes and have good time management. In this COVID-19 pandemic era, I have my new interest, that is cooking. Because of this pandemic, we reduce the amount of food that we buy outside. By reducing the amount of food that we buy outside, I start to cooking at the moment. The first dish that I tried to cook was pancake and it went very well. When I know there's personal project, I want to try and challenge myself to make a book and try to edit this book so the viewer can enjoy and can be attracted to my books. I've created 3 success criteria which are appearance, content, and landscape. First, the appearance. The cover of the book must look interesting and attractive color. The colors must match each other so it will look great. The second one is the content. Explain clearly about the steps and all the ingredients. The third one is the landscape. Have a high quality of my food photo, minimum 720 pixels. As a result of working on this book, I have gained a deeper understanding of how to prepare Indonesian cuisine. Aside from that, this project helped me to improve my time management abilities, since I need to manage my time in order to complete everything on time. I also have to use my creative thinking abilities since I need to gather a lot of information on the mix, as well as how to build the book cover, which program to use, and the design itself. Overall, I believe that completing this book has provided me many talents, in addition to my information gained through my study. For the next Red 10 who will doing PP, I suggest on making schedule because it's helped a lot during PP process. And scan this QR code to see my book, and that's all. Thank you.